Alright. I've been trying this for maybe a few recordings, but I think we're back. Welcome. Sorry if I tap out every now and then. I'm just trying to see if stuff is working correctly. We're not in Destiny, as you can tell. Destiny's kind of in a slump, and I figured it would be more entertaining to myself to play some Zenless and to mess around a little bit. Got some catch up to do that I'd like to think, or would hope, is going to be mindless, and we're gonna see if we can't do some of that. And talk about just like life and stuff and updates. I think the last time I did one of these videos I was going off to do maps, and well, let's catch up or clean up some of these scores. And yeah, maps was kind of a whole lot of nothing. There wasn't really a lot going on. A lot of paperwork, a little bit of boring testing, and then, you know, medical testing to make sure I haven't been on any crack cocaine. But other than that, yeah, no,
leave the rest to me.
it was very unremarkable. Not much this time. Yeah, I had I feel like I'm repeating myself, which I am, but you won't be able to see me repeat myself when I'm saying some of these things, because I've since deleted the video because of horrible audio mixing. Yeah, one of my workplaces had a Christmas party. It was nice to see the place that I work in some light that I usually don't, or at least to see some of the people I work with in the light that I usually don't. Because as much as a professional setting provides, it's nice to see a non-working human side to some of the people I work with.
Weakling, I swear on my blade.
I'm not sure about that either.
Resistance is futile. Enemy protection 6. Okay.
Those two things, and then I'm trying my damnedest to keep these uploads back to weekly. It's not like they really ever were, but you know, I'm gonna try to make the schedule that I told myself I would. And then
it's over.
Yeah, there's a guy at the one of the places that I work that's kind of, that was kind of supposed to be the topic of today's subject, of today's video. Kind of unofficial, and I thought I was going to find a good way to segue into, but I never really found a good way to segue into them. But for anonymity's sake, he's just really not doing so hot in life, and I have very minimal interaction with him.
It's over.
And I feel like there's not really a lot I can do for him.
Good work, G.
And so my dad kind of just sat me down and told me, hey, if there's going to help people like him and whatnot, your current solution is kind of giving a man a fish, and you should probably worry about teaching a man to fish.
Victory.
And
The only option.
I feel that's true, but at the same time, I never really saw myself in the position
My
to
blade is already
teach a man to fish. And the equivalent in the metaphor,
Don't go and answer.
or in the proverb. I feel like I don't feel as maybe either the most direct, or I feel like the man already knows how to fish. He's basically just been dealt a really poor hand in life, and I feel like giving him some cookies might help cheer him up on around this Christmas time. And the means of giving him or teaching him to fish would be to donate to a cause, and I feel like even donating to a cause to help him through a charitable means, I don't even know how much that'll really do for him with the reputation with past reputations of charities that have just taken money for themselves or don't give as much as they should, or are profit driven or something like that. I need to do the research for this before I start spouting charities bad, don't donate, because, I mean, truth be told, charities, I guess in my, not necessarily political, but opinion, are good. I just feel like I want to donate to one that isn't really taking advantage of my nicety and is actually doing what they say they're setting out to do. I would be willing to bet that there is such thing. Not every charity, but that there are probably some charities out there in the world that take advantage of people who want to help others and don't even help those others that the person in question is really trying to help in the first place. I'm turn off the music for this game. I can't really listen to incessant dubstep right now.
My blade is already
I feel like the proverb also assumes that one is only given one or the other opportunity. And I'd like to think that
it's over.
giving this man cookies, the proverbial fish, will not stop me from teaching him or people, or in this case, helping people in his position, or are in need of similar cause. What am I even saying? I feel like giving them cookies is not exclusive to donating, and I feel like I could do both. I've just been really struggling with thinking about his situation and my own, as he's gone through a lot of stuff and gotten a status that holds him to a high degree, or holds him in a high honor. You can probably guess to what I'm alluding. And I myself am going through training to become someone in the military. And I feel like the stuff that I'm going to be doing doesn't really warrant giving me the status of veteran that he's really, I'd like to think, has deserved. I myself will just be kind of sitting down, slamming my hands on a keyboard and making programs or fixing them or doing whatever. And he's really, I don't know, done a lot for the people that he lives next to and around and that surround him. And I mean, I guess only if and when I go through all of this stuff that I'm going through for going to the military will I really understand if I deserve what I'm doing or what he's gone through. Any of that really. I'll give a better context as to my perspective so that I can better judge or better compare his perspective to my own. Because I don't want to put the cart before the horse. The probably does not really think of it. It's something that I've been thinking about a bit recently as I'm going through my day-to-day. I can't hear music at all. Another thing I've been thinking of recently, just because I'm playing games, is music that I'm playing that is not really coming through. Hopefully it is now. These guys, yes, that's good. But I guess it's kind of what's been on my mind as of recent. There's not really a lot going on in my life, so other than that, there really hasn't been too much I can really say warrants thinking about. And now that I say that, there are actually some things that I feel like I could do that I'm thinking about, that I have been thinking about. And some of them make me question whether I'm being egotistical, or if I'm becoming more self-aware. I find myself talking about more complicated topics with one of the people that I work with, and I feel like I find great joy about talking about these kinds of topics with them. And when it comes to talking with other coworkers, I don't know, maybe it's because, I mean, through my perspective, it's because I feel like I'm not as close to my other coworkers in terms of similar hobbies or interests. But I feel like I'm not really talking about things that are as complicated or in-depth with them as with the one person at one of my jobs that I do talk about things more in-depth about. And I've been asking myself, from other people's perspectives, do they just see me as someone who thinks less of others, or just doesn't want to talk to others who aren't as willing to talk about things that are more in-depth? And then to that extent, am I looking down on people? I mean, I'd like to think I'm not, and I'd like to not do that, but I don't know. I've been told that I'm nice because of the things that I do, but I feel like the things that I do that are nice are should be standard. Just treat other people with respect and say thank you, even if felt mildly necessary, or less than mildly necessary. I feel like putting ego before anything really doesn't get much done, other than something Childish Gambino waffle joke. But yeah. I really don't know. Still don't have enough for another summon. That's fun. I did one on the previous... Ooh, I do have one for this one. That's great. I did a pull, a summon, a whatever on my previous recording. Got really not that much out of it, but today I got a little goofball. This guy. Who has a gun, apparently. That's cute. Yeah, I've been thinking about my place in the world a bit, and where I stand, and how I should be using that stance. As a 23-odd adult, I guess, I don't feel like I really have that much of a platform of authority or of anything, simply because, well, I'm not really all that important in the grand scheme of things. But
I got plenty of new ideas.
so many details I don't
One by one. Is that it? Come back next time, you hear?
But I like to use what I can to help other people feel better off in a way that doesn't put myself down. And I feel like that's hard to do. I find myself not really doing that for everyone, because truthfully some people are kind of just assholes, and I just want to disconnect from them as soon as possible. But I don't know. I feel like it's hard to be nice on a meaningful level to people who you aren't actively working with and seeing all the time, or seeing even infrequently. And it's very easy to just give back the kind of respect that you're given from a customer, whether that be rude or nice. Truthfully, a lot of the time it's rude, and you kind of just smile through it and tell them, the default shtick that you've made for yourself, to tell them have a nice day, and for them to kind of just get out of your face. I feel like as a customer, as someone working in customer service, I feel like I've gained a further understanding from working it for a few years even, or a few summers rather, that sometimes when you're the customer, you don't really treat the person behind the counter who's helping you as if they weren't working for money, for whether that's being used to keep living, to pay the rent, or even just to like buy a car or anything, or to buy anything, you know, to keep on going and to live the life, whether it be full of luxury or not, that they feel like they want or deserve. And I see that not really as a selfish thing, but just a thing that everyone's doing these days. And not to say that those are mutually exclusive, but it's commendable to see people working out there, not just bumming it and then disappearing. Why did I love it when the album didn't repeat like I told it to. But yeah, how long am I into this? I'm only 20 minutes in. I feel like I've said almost, if not everything, that I've kind of wanted to say this week. I feel like these will kind of just be as long as they need to be. Whether starting and being the first one that was I feel like it was an hour almost too. Or this one, which was kind of just a maps update. My perspective on a certain customer and the whole adage of teaching a man to fish. My perspective on my colleagues and how to be nicer to people as a whole, and even feeling if at all I should be nice beyond the surface to customers who feel like that I'm less than a person, or at least it feels like that. And then on the other side, when I am a customer, to try my damnedest to treat people who are in the customer service industry as more of a human as compared to an AI that kind of is just asking me if I want fries with that or something like that. I don't know. I've been trying to recontextualize how I live and who I am and what I've done as a person, and try to apply that to better myself. And I hope that that'll ideally improve myself, or either if not that, make me more aware of how much of a dick I might be, and hopefully eventually pressure myself to change my ways if that's how I am, if that's how I end up finding myself. Anyways, the nose strip on my nose is completely dry and I need to take that thing off. And I don't really think I have much else to say. I'll try my damnedest to make this an actually weekly thing. Oh yeah, and it's three days out from Christmas. So, if you celebrate, which many people do, I guess, Merry Christmas. I hope the audio isn't too horrible. I am seeing my desktop audio blaring on the screen, and I really, really hate that. I hope it's just not been like this the entire time. There's only one way to find out, and that's to stop the recording and see if this is worth uploading. See you next time.